Hello, you lovely people! Version 7.1 is bringing us another update packed with new content, events, quests, and of course, plenty of Primogems and wishes for everyone to collect. So in today's video, we're going to take a complete look at how many Primogems and wishes you can get throughout version 7.1, including everything available to free-to-play players, as well as the additional rewards for players who have Welkin Moon or the Battle Pass. And that's not all, because we'll also be going through the latest changes to Vodyanitsa's signature weapon in the second beta update as well. And by the end, we'll calculate the total number of pulls you can expect to have by the end of the version, so you'll know exactly how much you can save for the characters and weapons you're looking forward to. So, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the complete Primogem and wish count for version 7.1. So, let's start with the first part of the Primogem count, which is the rewards coming from the actual content of version 7.1. Starting with the main story, completing the new story content is expected to give us around 710 Primogems, along with 2 intertwined fates. Then we have the other quests, which are estimated to provide around 70 additional Primogems. For exploration, however, we're currently looking at 0 Primogems, since version 7.1 isn't expected to introduce a major new explorable region. Moving on to the smaller sources, achievements are estimated to give around 55 Primogems, while the version 7.1 livestream will provide the usual 300 Primogems from the redemption codes. We'll also get 600 Primogems from the update maintenance compensation, and there's another roughly 200 Primogems listed under other miscellaneous sources. So, just from these initial sources, we're already getting a decent amount of Primogems before even counting the major events, anniversary rewards, and all of the permanent content. And that's where the Primogem count starts getting much more interesting. Continuing from there, we now move into the event rewards, which make up a pretty significant portion of the Primogem income for version 7.1. The main event is expected to give around 920 Primogems. Then we have the second and third events, with each one providing around 420 Primogems, so that's another 840 Primogems combined. And of course, since this is the anniversary version, we also have the anniversary rewards, which give 1,600 Primogems plus 10 intertwined fates. That's essentially 20 additional wishes just from the anniversary rewards. We also have Stygian Onslaught, which is expected to provide another 450 Primogems. So that's everything from the main limited time content. But we're not done yet, because we still have all of the permanent sources to add into the calculation. And this is where things like daily commissions, the Spiral Abyss, Imaginarium Theater, Paymon's Bargains, and the other recurring rewards come into play. Now, let's move on to the permanent content, because this is where we start getting a steady amount of Primogems throughout the entire version. First, we have daily commissions. Since version 7.1 lasts for 42 days, completing your commissions every day will give you a total of 2,520 Primogems. Then we have Paymon's Bargains, where you can exchange your Star Glitter for 10 intertwined fates and 10 acquaint fates during the version. The Imaginarium Theater is also included, giving up to 2,000 Primogems. And then we have Stygian Onslaught, which adds another 450 Primogems, while the Spiral Abyss contributes another 800 Primogems to the total. For the free Battle Pass, completing all the required levels gives 5 acquaint fates. So, before even considering Welkin Moon or the paid Battle Pass, these permanent sources already give us a pretty substantial amount of extra resources. And now that we've covered the main content, events, and permanent sources, we can finally put everything together and see exactly how many Primogems and wishes a completely free-to-play player can get in version 7.1. For a completely free-to-play player, the current estimate comes to around 11,065 Primogems, along with 22 intertwined fates and 15 acquaint fates. That means the 11,065 Primogems alone are worth about 69 wishes, and when we add the 22 intertwined fates, we're looking at roughly 91 limited wishes in total. So, if you're completely F2P and collect everything available essentially throughout the version, around 91 limited pulls is the current estimate for the first half of 7.1. And remember, those 15 acquaint fates are separate and can only be used on the standard wish banner. But that's just for F2P players. If you're a Welkin Moon player, the total jumps considerably. With the additional 3,780 Primogems from Welkin, the estimate rises to around 14,845 Primogems, plus the same 22 intertwined fates, giving approximately 114 limited wishes. And finally, if you have both Welkin Moon and the Battle Pass, you're looking at around 15,525 Primogems, 26 intertwined fates, and 15 acquaint fates, which comes out to approximately 123 limited wishes. Now, if you're planning to pull during the first half of version 7.1, this is where things get really interesting. For free-to-play players, you can expect around 71 wishes during the first half. For those with Welkin Moon, that number goes up to around 81 wishes. And if you're running both Welkin Moon and the Battle Pass, you can get around 84 wishes during the first half alone. So if you're saving for one of the characters coming in the first half, there's a pretty good amount of wishes available before we even reach the second half of the update. And now, moving on to Vodyanitsa's signature weapon, because this weapon has also received some pretty noticeable changes in the second beta. First, the healing bonus was reduced from 8% to 4%, so that's a direct reduction to the weapon's healing stat. The max HP increase per stack was also reduced from 5% to 4%. At 3 stacks, this means the normal HP increase goes from 15% down to 12%. And when the weapon enters its enhanced state, that 3-stack value goes from 26.25% down to 21%. However, there is a pretty significant trade-off here. The weapon's attack buff based on Vodyanitsa's max HP above 40,000 has actually been increased. Previously, every 1,000 max HP above that threshold gave 0.25% attack, with a maximum of 5%. In V2, that has been increased to 0.4% attack per 1,000 max HP, with the maximum raised from 5% to 8%. So, at 3 stacks combined with the weapon's enhanced effect, the potential attack bonus goes from around 26.25% to 42%. And there's one more change. The buff duration has been increased from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. So overall, Vodyanitsa's signature weapon is getting a mixed adjustment in V2. Its healing and HP bonuses are lower, but in exchange, the attack buff is substantially stronger and the duration has been extended. That makes the weapon more focused on the attack buff it provides to the active character rather than simply giving Vodyanitsa more HP and healing. And that wraps up our complete Primogem and wish count for version 7.1. So, if you're planning to pull for any of the upcoming characters or their signature weapons, hopefully this gives you a good idea of how many pulls you can realistically save up throughout 7.1. Let me know in the comments who you're planning to pull for and how many wishes you've already saved. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more version 7.1 news, leaks, changes, and Primogem calculations. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.